Hi, I'm Ira Winderman from SunSentinel.com, back with another Ask Ira Miami Heat NBA mailbag. The first question we had today had to do with Heat forward Deng, a potential and impending NBA free agent. And the question was, might the Heat be better off going in another direction off season? Might the Heat be better off having Deng opt into the final year of his contract and then trade him? Look at that way a couple of things. First of all, keep in mind the NBA draft is on June 25th. Luol Deng's opt-out date, as for most players in the NBA, comes afterward. So there'll be plenty of time for Heat to do something after the draft. So no, Luol Deng can't opt in and the Heat can go, bingo, we're trading you. Then again, you get to that whole Miami Heat family thing. You can't tell the player, hey, stick with us, take this 2-year contract, take the option year, we'll take care of you. And then all of a sudden you deal him. And I think people really are losing sight of one fact. Luol Deng had a very good season this past season. Injuries, of course, were an issue, but it seems like there have been an awful lot of questions about Luol Deng and Dwayne Wade and what they didn't do. I think you need to focus more on what they did accomplish, both if they come back and have similar seasons and stay healthy. And I think the Heat will be fine. Speaking of health concerns, another question comes in about the Miami Heat and their situation at power forward and whether the team truly has depth. Of course, there's Hassan Whiteside, there's Chris Bosh, there's Josh McRoberts, as well as Chris Birdman Anderson and Udonis Haslem. The questioner wanted to know, are those 5 enough in the power rotation? The reality is, you get 3 players like Bosh, Whiteside, and McRoberts, you deal with injuries. If Chris Birdman Anderson is going to be your 4th power forward, 4th center player in that power rotation, you're fine. Udonis Haslem, you just want him to give you spot minutes. As a 5th power player, you should be fine in that situation also. Third question of the day comes from a reader who wants to know, are the Eastern Conference playoffs really this bad? Look, this Bulls-Cavaliers series is going to be as compelling, I think, as it gets in the Eastern Conference. Of course, Washington swept through Toronto, played a competitive game with John Wall in the series opener against Atlanta. I think the reality is this. There have been so many injuries that it's really skewed the playoffs throughout the league. Kevin Love being out for the Cavaliers. Of course, you have situations where Kyle Lowry never was the same player for Toronto the second half of the season. People forget that Thabo Sefolosha is out for the Hawks, and he's a quality defensive wing, and now we have John Wall and his wrist injury. It's not just the Eastern Conference, though. It's the entire NBA. You look at Houston, no Patrick Beverley. You look at some of the injuries in the Western Conference, no Wesley Matthews for Portland. What we are finding out is that the NBA playoffs, just as we thought, are a battle of attrition, and that continues again this year. We welcome all your cards and letters. You can send them to sunsentinel.com/Ask Ira. We'll be back next time to answer more of your questions. For sunsentinel.com, I'm Ira Winderman.